Coming up on Levi Trumbull Reporting.
City Attorney Mike Frey has certainly been problematic. Wonderful people live here, and wonderful people deserve a wonderful government representing them, not this nonsense that we're getting with Mike Frey. But the bottom line is that he has been a problem, and I hope that the city of Frederick looks into this guy and addresses him properly. All right, guys, what's happening? Levi Trumbull reporting outside of Frederick City Hall. We have an epic video coming straight ahead. We were in there doing a little bit of verbal protesting. It relates to an incident that I have not talked to this audience about just yet, but we're going to start talking about it. So here's what's going on. The city of Frederick has a recently newly hired attorney by the name of Mike Frey. You might have heard that name before if you've been watching this channel. But in any event, I have had issues with this city attorney myself, and I am here tonight to make those concerns known to the Frederick City Council, and hopefully it will not fall on deaf ears. It's a crazy situation in the city of Frederick. We have a city attorney who has fought me tooth and nail as it relates to very easy to produce public records request. He did not want to produce the record because of the words, the dialogue that were contained within that record. It's crazy, right? That has nothing to do with PIA, but he didn't like the contents of a record. He didn't want to disclose it to me for that purpose. And then when I ultimately did get the public records, finally, after months of asking for them, he submitted a mediation request with the Attorney General for the state of Maryland. It was insane because there was nothing to mediate because the records had been fully disclosed. I had to go through that process for a month, and then after that, he ended up filing a public information complaint against myself and other individuals. Again, as it relates to a public information request that had already been fully disclosed, I had all the records. I told him I did not need any more business with his office after the record was produced. He fought me tooth and nail to get that simple records production, and then he complained all the way up to the Public Information Compliance Board to me. Remember, he really can't even do that because he's a government official and I'm a private citizen. You know, the government should not be filing complaints against private individuals, but he did. And I am here tonight to let my concerns with Mike Frey be put on the record and to see if the city council does anything about it. So with that, guys, let's hop into the meeting room. Hope you guys like it, and we'll catch you soon.
Our next three speakers will be Ian Thompson, Levi Trumbull, and Derek Harvey.
Good evening. My name is Levi Trumbull, and I'm here to express some political opinions and viewpoints. First, I would like to thank the individuals in the city of Frederick who have always been quite great about producing public records, Kimberly Loop and Tyler Hill of the Frederick City Police Department. However, as some of us have come to learn, City Attorney Mike Frey has certainly been problematic recently. Here's a quick story. I filed a Maryland Public Information request in February for a simple 4-page document. I did not hear back as it related to that Maryland Public Information request for many months. I think it was about 4 months. In any event, I contacted the office again, the city attorney's office, and Mike Frey sent me what I would describe as a nasty letter talking about he was going to destroy public records. Now, I thought, and I'm pretty sure, no lawyer here, but I always thought that destroying public records in the state of Maryland was actually considered a misdemeanor and actionable. That's what I always thought. But Mike Frey, I guess, doesn't seem to think so. In response to that being told, I should say, that those records might be destroyed, I immediately told him to preserve those records, and other individuals as well hopped into that same request to make sure that those records would in fact be preserved. So finally, many months go by, and after a long back and forth between myself, other individuals, and the city of Frederick, specifically Mike Frey, eventually my understanding is that somebody got in his ear and said, hey, you're withholding public records and you need to disclose those and you need to do it right now or else you're opening up a massive can of worms that we're not going to be able to close. Because he finally released that simplest records request you've ever seen in your life. 1 4-page document. I'm sure Kazumchek's resolution tonight is probably more pages. Very simple. But I finally got that document back. So, in response, I thought it's over finally. I said, thank God, close the request, nothing else to do here other than to close it and have a good day. Mike Fry turns around and files a mediation request with the Attorney General's office. They hit me up and they're like, well, Mr. Trumbull, we're here to mediate. And I'm like, well, there's been a full disclosure, so there's nothing to mediate. And they're like, oh, Mike Fry, there's been a full disclosure. There's nothing to mediate here, sir. Have a good day. Thought it would be over. Not yet. He then turned around and filed a complaint against myself and other individuals. Imagine this, a public official filing a complaint against a private citizen saying that the MPIA request was in bad faith. It certainly was not. We're pending resolution on that. But the bottom line is that he has been a problem, and I hope that you guys, I'm closing out here right now, but I hope that the city of Frederick looks into this guy and addresses him properly, because his behavior has not been great. And this is a wonderful city, wonderful people live here, and wonderful people deserve a wonderful government representing them, not this nonsense that we're getting with Mike Fry. Thank you. Have a good evening.
I am also quite upset with, the way the records are not being produced. According to the Maryland Public Information Act, if I ask you for a public record, it's your job as a government official to make sure it gets to the proper department. It could be orally, it could be written on a napkin, it could be an email. You got to do it. I'm not making any records requests tonight, but they're trying to make all the citizens use a complicated, fancy portal to make records requests, and they're trying no longer to honor records requests made by email. I actually filed a complaint with the Maryland Ombudsman about this. I can send an email if I want to. I don't like how you're treating the people. I believe you guys are acting like communists. I'd like to show off my patriotism by showing you my American. So here it is. This is my opinion of you communist bastards. Wow. God bless the USA. And vote for Derek Harvey this election cycle.
A hard act to follow.
Keep your pants on.
Don't worry about that. I agree with Donna about civility.